Brendan moved in this exact apartment and started receiving services from Ray Graham in 1991. Since then.
And what kind of services?
Well, first of all, they provide housing. They did a lot of job training, job coaching, and what I would call life management skills, with the idea of making Brendan as highly functional and as independent as he could be, but always providing a context of, I think, safety, attention, what I would call understanding, and some very good training. The staff that oversees Brendan is well trained by Ray Graham.
Okay. And which services that are being cut are going to affect Brendan?
The whole operation, which is called SLA, which means Supported Living Arrangement. It means that this complex, which has about 8 apartments and 2 young adults to each apartment, who are overseen by a staff and whose rent and management is overseen by members of the staff, all that's gone. Well, the first thing is that there's no one checking on Brendan on a regular basis. That just keeps his life a little more focused. He has a very strong work ethic. He's on medication. What's helpful is he eats better. He shops more wisely, I would say. His money, his bill payment is overseen. He is recreated, communally when they have various events or they all go out to dinner or something like that. We know Brendan is safe. That's one. We know he is understood. That's another. We know that he is cared for both professionally and with compassion and humor. We are contacted when anything is out of whack. They have a regular schedule of attention to various things. They meet with Brendan. They go over things with him that will make his life better. Or they coach him in terms of his relationships with others in the community. They attend his events. They see he gets to doctor appointments, especially if it's a specialist that's farther away. So all of these things are immediate. And with a family whose parents, a number of these young people, their parents are getting older. Some of the parents are going into more problems of aging and like they don't get around as quickly. Siblings are often scattered. So you can see that it's an extended family that is very invested in how well your child is doing.
So do you think that this is going to affect you in terms of having to come out more often, or?
Yes, and that would seem to be more of a selfish kind of want. But a lot of times these young adults, they like their independence.
They don't want to have your
They
mom
don't
and
want to
dad.
have mom on them all the time, or brother, kind of. They can take it more from a staff member than when a brother's on his case, or their case, their sister, is coming in and doing the oversight, kind of routine. It's just cleaner. And, parents and families carry a certain amount of welcoming and understanding. But a staff knows how to deal with the disorder, I would say, a little bit better. And knows its limits a little bit better, or its possibilities much more. That is not always the gift of the family. The family provides other things.
Okay.
Well, I like being on my own for one thing, and living in a very nice community where affordable rent, and willing to pay like the cable bill, the electricity bill, and the newspaper bills that I get from the Daily Herald, USA Today, and Sun Times. I'm able to pay them off, and then paying my dentist bills and doctor bills and other expenses, whatever I have to pay.
How long have you been living here, Brendan?
Since 1991.
And you have a roommate?
Yes, named Robert Beecher, and I've known him since we were Boy Scouts for 23 years.
And how many other people do you know in this building?
I know a former Willowbrook graduate named Greg Hostler. I know John O'Connell really well, Glenn Williams really well, and I know Pam Musgrave, Allison Schlitting, and Linda Spear, and Tom Nevers, and Greg Seidler.
So you know a lot of people in this building and in this area. How do you feel about the idea of Ray Graham losing all of its services?
Very sad and very disappointing. And I'm just in total shock.
What do you think your life is going to be like July 1st?
Well, to probably have to go look for another place to live, and I have no other choice.
Well, top of the list is safety, because the staff and the group here, they know their boundaries. They know when things, aren't quite right, and they're right on it. If you put young people like this scatteredly in the community, they are more at risk at being misunderstood. They can be helped, but they can be preyed upon and victimized by people who don't understand, who think they're a little, odd or odd. And that is a continuing human struggle with anybody who is different from what we perceive as the norm. And so that's my main concern, is that they are well understood, they are well attended, and very often the staff or Ray Graham educates the community by acknowledging and then presenting them and working with them so that they are more to the norm, if you will. They work, they are healthy, they are coached about behavior, and then the interreliance of all of them on one another. They all know each other here. They have great regard, they recreate with one another, they care about one another. Those things are really important, because you may take them for granted when you don't see them, but you know when they're missing. And that's the thing that's so concerning, is that, again, you put them out there and pray, hope for the best. There's just more of a guarantee here.
And explain one more time, Judy, why is Brendan and the others, are they all losing their apartments here?
They could, or what happens, as my understanding is that if Ray Graham sells this building, a rent or an owner would come. The general subsequent event is they will raise the rent. They may, change and even upgrade more the type of apartment that's here and the facilities that are offered. And these young people, they can't afford it.
Right.
They can't afford it.
And so you and your family and Brendan have been going around looking for other apartments just in case.
Right. And it's, considering of how they're managed and how their money is overseen here, and to add $100, $200 a month, it would be very, very burdensome